Okay, so this is what I should be working on. But instead, I think I'm going to play with this real quick. This is a DIY, assemble your own Arduino board by a place called Maker's Box. I have no affiliation with Maker's Box. What happened was I said there were no through-hole Arduino kits. I don't know if it was my son or I think my father-in-law, and so picked up this for Christmas, and it's just been sitting around. I haven't played with it yet, but it actually looks like a pretty decent kit. I think the guy actually went through, I don't know if you can see that, but he labeled, he spent the time to label all the resistors. The whole key behind it, or what really made it, is the fact that the surface mount piece for the USB controller, he went ahead and mailed or soldered it onto an expansion board, mailed it, and you can use that. So literally everything on here is through-hole. So we'll go through putting it together real quick and see how it works. So years ago I would have scoffed at having the resistor values written down because it was like a point of pride to memorize the color codes, right? But then what's so funny about this is I just got finished. As your eyesight fails, you need all the help you can get. I'll do the resistors first. There's a variety of reasons for the resistors, current limiting for the LEDs. Just, there's a couple ways you can go about this, I guess. One would be to just plug the pieces in, right, which is kind of the route I'm going to take, but I'll go over what they are. Or, ideally, if you're brand new to Arduino, you would kind of maybe start out and map out each pin of the Atmega 328 and see where it goes and what's attached to what and how it all ties together, right? But we'll kind of do a hybrid approach. Then let's move on to some other resistor-like components. There's a diode there. I think that's for reverse polarity protection. And then we'll throw in these 4 LEDs here. I'm not sure what the colors are, but I'll have to look at that. You get the diodes in, make sure you get the polarity correct, and then we'll move on to the sockets. In retrospect, I'd probably put the small capacitors in prior to putting the sockets in, but not bad either way. Then once you get to that point, there's not much left. There is a 3-pin resonator for the 16 megahertz clock speed. I think usually they use like a crystal oscillator there with a couple of capacitors, but this allows you to use just a single component. Looks like there's a small fuse, and then the 7805 to control the voltage down to 5 volts. These things typically get pretty hot. Whoops. Well, lost that one. So I've got some of these like heat sinks. I don't know. We'll see. I'll try that. All right, now I got to find it on the floor. Okay, be back. I'm going to scrap the heatsink idea and just put some of this thermal paste in between the 7805 and the board. Then I was looking through, I thought I found this little transistor. This is actually a 3.3 volt voltage regulator. Goes right in the middle. And then I'm hunting around and I noticed that there's a power switch that I didn't find in the box. Now, I'm not trying to take anything away from Maker's Box because it's probably just as likely that I lost it or took it out to use it in something else. But so anytime I need a switch, instead of buying just the one switch, I tend to buy these little component kits or whatever you want to say. So this is something I picked up along the way for surface mount. I needed a surface mount button, and it was basically the same price to get a single button or, get a one of these boxes full of, I don't know what it's got, 160, 150 or something different buttons. And so it looks like there's a 6x6 button that I've got here. That if I bend, it's surface mount, but I think if I bend down the leads, it will fit over there. So we'll try that next. All right, so I think I got the button on, but man, I just botched the voltage regulator. You can probably see there's thermal paste everywhere. It squirted out as soon as I popped the top off. But first I'm going to put the header on. and then the sockets for power and the USB, and then I think we're done. One quick tip for the sockets and the headers and that, if you're not used to doing this kind of soldering, is to just put, you can see how this one is off angle. So to start out with, just put it in, get any one corner attached, and then once one is attached, you can get it in, then you can straighten it up so that, you know, once it's held in place, then you can loosen up the join and get it to where you want it. So that's square. And that's it. The only other thing I noticed is there's a jumper here as far as power goes. You can toggle between USB and jack. I think you can even see it down there if you look real close. But other than that, hooked it up, put blink on there, and whoops, seems to be working okay. So yeah, hope I don't know, good project. Hope you're having fun. Take care.